Hi guys, welcome back to the garden. Today is a very rainy day, but I got 5 minutes here and I decided I was going to jump out and show you guys what I've been doing so far. I hope the wind is not too high too noisy because the wind is very high. But I just want to put up a video showing you guys what I've done so far in the improvement of the garden and getting ready for fall. So thanks for tuning in, and let's just take a quick look before the rain comes back. Okay, so here you can see the lima beans. They are doing really well. They're climbing and the growth looks good. The leaves look good. Come around on this side. I have an empty space here. See right there, there should have been a plant there and it has not come up, so I think I'm going to need to put another couple of seeds down in there. Because we're getting so much rain and because this area was so overtaken, I am having a little difficulty keeping the grass from growing, but it's nothing I don't think that I can't handle. Here is a zucchini plant that I got in the ground the other day, and it's doing pretty good. We turn around over here. Now these were planted at the same time, and you can see they are smaller, quite smaller. But I'm hoping in a little while they'll perk up and start looking good. These are the same plants, but as I said, they're not springing. They're not growing as fast as the others. But fingers crossed. And there's another one. Now these onions, these are onions that have been in the ground for about 5 years, and the bulbs are starting to really get thick. The onion itself still looks good. This is just a basic green onion, and it has been in this small patch, has been here for about 4 years now, and they're doing so good. These little trees, I don't know what they are, but they're popping up everywhere. And so if I catch them early enough, they're easy to pull out. So I've just been pulling them out. But back there is a very small chiplin pepper plant. But as you can see, it's putting on peppers. Now this is my back area, and so I still got a lot of weeding to do. But I've been weeding things and just dropping them in place. We come around on this side. Right here I just sprinkled some seeds and they're starting to come up. These are radishes. You can see here they're starting to come up, and that's due to the rain. We're still getting a lot of rain. As you can see, this plant is starting to get new life. When last I filmed it, there was just 3 leaves, but I mulched it, and with all the rain we've been getting, it's perking up. I planted quite a few squash plants back here. That's a watermelon plant that's doing really good. Now all 3 of these were put in the ground at the same time, and this one is looking the best. They're all healthy. See, that one is healthy, it's just small, and so is that one. Here I just sprinkled in some mustards, and I'm using this little area as a seed bed. When they get a little bigger, I'm gonna pluck them out and distribute them evenly through the garden. Here are some tomato plants that I sowed in, and they haven't really changed much, but hopefully they'll perk up in a little while. And then next to them are some more squash plants. These are zucchinis, great zucchinis, and so hopefully they will perk up. This is the asparagus plant I showed you guys just the other day, and all of this, since I cleared everything out and it's not fighting for space, it's perking up and looking really green. It'll probably put on some seeds in a little while. The lemongrass, you remember I cut it back and now it's all stringy again. So it's growing and we're grateful for that. Over here is some yellow zucchini, and while the leaves are not looking that great, especially on this one, it is starting to flower and there is some healthy leaves on it, so maybe it's gonna come good in a little while. The walking onion here is starting to put on new shoots. I will later on pull some of those out of there because you see how they're laying down. They would do better if I removed a few and plant them somewhere else. This small patch of okra is still looking okay. It's putting on a few pods here and there. As I told you guys before, I think something was sprayed. You know, I live by a refinery, and so I think something was let out in the air overnight, and this side of the garden really got burnt. And so, see that? The leaves are falling off of the trees, off of the fig tree. See, they're all down there, and it's really a little too early here in Southeast Texas for that to be happening. I will show you the other tree so that you can see it's still strong and healthy, and this one is getting really crunchy. So I hope over the winter it rebounds. I hope they didn't let something out that's killing it. Now I showed you the bananas here that are growing, but thank God we have another one around on this side. See, it's up really high. Let me zoom you guys in so you can see the flower there. We got a new flower, so if winter doesn't roll in too fast, we should get a good deal of bananas this year. Here are some more squash plants. I believe these are Hubbards. Remember I told you guys that some of my tags got misplaced, so I'm not really sure what's what. But based on the leaves, I think these are Hubbard squash, and they have doubled in size since the last time I showed you guys the garden. Here's the basil. I just took a cutting of it yesterday and got a lot dried, and I'll wait a few weeks and do it again. This is my main mustard green seed bed, and tomorrow we are not supposed to get so much rain, so hopefully that will be the case, and I'll start seeding. I'll start removing some of these and putting them into other beds, because with them crowded like this, they're not going to get big, and I need them to get big. Down here, I sowed some radish seeds 2 days ago, and they're starting to come up. So I will need to thin them a little so that the radish bulbs will get a good size on them. But radish seeds grow so fast, and so my intent is to get a lot of those sprinkled around the garden. These are the remnants of my strawberry plants. I think I showed you them in the last video. I need to clean this bed out. This holy basil is taking it over. And so tomorrow, if the rain subsides, that's what I'm going to start with, this corner of the bed. Leaning back there is a chickling pepper. And it's leaning because it's fighting the holy basil to get some sun. So I'm going to take this one totally out because I have holy basil all over the garden. And I'll take this out and start getting it dried and sow something new in this bed. And right now I'm thinking I might take those strawberry plants totally out of there and get them into some pots so that I can maybe put them into the little tunnel over winter. I gotta think about it. Here, these are some Hubbard zucchini. I'm sorry, some Hubbard squash that I planted a couple of days ago, and they are just really doing good. I'm hoping that they keep it up and I get a lot of squash. Next to them, I like I told you, I lost my tags, but I think these are gray zucchini, but time will tell. The lima beans are doing really well. They're starting to crawl up the fence. The eggplant is really rebounding from the troubles we had with them. They're putting on quite a few eggplants. See, there's one there and one there and one there, one there. And I just saw holy basil. There's a holy basil plant back there somewhere, so I need to get it out. Well, maybe not. They seem to be doing good together. Now these, when I showed you these last time, they weren't looking so good, and they are starting to perk up now, I guess due to the rain we're getting. And there's a little eggplant on there. There's one back there that I hope you can see. The flowers are, it's producing more flowers. And so I think we're going to get quite a few eggplants before the season is over. We'll get enough for me and Mama anyway. These are Thai eggplants, and as you can see, they are starting to flower, which is a really good sign because they were stunted a little while, and so all this extra rain, I think, is giving them new life, and I'm grateful for that. These seedlings are finally starting to emerge, and so all of this is all of these are cucumber plants, and I'm just going to let them all just grab onto this trellis because the cucumbers that I put in the ground earlier, I think I told you that excessive rain killed them all. Now these are gray striped zucchini, and they are not looking good at all. There is a lot of yellowing on them, and earlier in the week I kept finding grasshoppers all over them, so I'm not sure, but I think they may have been eating them. There are a few flowers trying to form, so maybe the rain is helping. But as you can see this leaf, every time I would come over here there was grasshoppers on them, so I don't know. But this is the other fig tree that I was telling you about, and it looks nothing like the other one. That's why I think something may have been released from the refinery and floated into the air over into the garden. The rosella, I think, is getting too wet with all this rain we've been getting because the leaves are starting to yellow. So I'm hoping if I'm remembering correctly, the weatherman said it's going to stop raining tomorrow, and so I hope it does. And we get a good bit of sun for a few days because I'm out of rosella. I have tons of seeds, but I'm out of actual rosella, and I would love to get a decent harvest. But as you can see there, it's trying to put on fruit if its feet don't stay wet and it starts to rot. As you can see, the papaya trees are really growing. I don't expect them to give me any fruit before winter. I got them in the seeds too late. But what I'm hoping is they'll get big enough where I can wrap them like the banana trees and protect them, and they'll have a huge head start when spring comes. Here is another bed of mustards that I need to thin out and get into other beds. These that were in this empty space here where I have these cups, they died, so I'm gonna fill in this bed, and then what's left I'll move into one of the beds in the back. But they're looking pretty healthy, so. And Mama really loves mustard greens, so you can never have too many mustard greens. As you remember, this bed was full of okra. See, I haven't gotten to this yet. Hopefully tomorrow will be as they say, and I'm going to pull all that okra out and get something else sowed in there. But these plants are taking well. I showed these in the last video. And they're different squash plants. So hopefully they're looking really yellow. They're looking really green, and most of them have put on their third leaf now, so I'm assuming they're accepting this space well. These are tiger melons. I planted some here earlier in the year, and as I told you, the rain made them all just rot on the vine, so I'm trying again. So hopefully we have enough warm weather left so that they'll do something before fall really kicks in and it gets cold. I'm not really sure what's going on with my bell peppers. The plant is just full, but let's get back here. They are ripening too small. See there? So I don't know if it's all the excessive rain we're receiving, but the plants are constantly flowering and putting on tons of little peppers. They're just not getting big. The only other thing I could see is maybe I got the seeds mixed up. So, and these are not bell peppers, but I think they are. I have to wait until they ripen enough and I'll taste them. But I'm grateful for what I'm getting, honestly. I'm grateful for what I'm getting, because while that is small, I can chop that up and use it in dishes. And so something is better than nothing. And this zucchini plant is looking really good. I'm hoping to get some zucchini from it. The one next to it is not growing as much, and it's doing a lot of yellowing, but we'll see. And my mint bed is just a mess. The mint is running this way, but what's back there is all mixed in with weeds. It's mainly weeds, so I need to clean that out. And when winter comes, I may just cover all this with cardboard or some kind of fabric to kill the mint from here, and then get some big pots and plant it, because last year was so beautiful. I'm not really sure what's going on, but it's running in places that I don't want it to be in. I know mint does that, but I would not mind so much if this whole area is just full of mint. But other weeds are starting to come in, so it's going to get very difficult to keep it healthy and nice. So, but we'll see. We'll see. We have a lot to do before next growing season. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching. There's a lot to be done. I hope you guys will continue to tune in and subscribe to my channel. Keep everything going and walk this process with me. There's a lot to be done. For those who are already subscribed, I truly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, do that, because I got a lot coming up in the next couple of months. So thank you. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.